Okay, sales journal. We're going to go back through that, where everything goes, as well as how to calculate some of this information that we don't necessarily know how to do yet. So step number 1, write the date. Just like normal. Always got to tell it when we are doing stuff. Number 2, account name. Number 3, your sales invoice number. Number 4, the amount that is owed to the customer. Number 5, you have your sales, the sales amount. And finally, you've got number 6, which is you're going to write the sales tax amount. So there's no way they're going to give us all of this information in one transaction. We are going to have to figure out some of the information. So before I tell you how to do that, does anybody have questions on where anything goes? Okay, so to figure out the sales tax, this is going to be the price of the goods times your sales tax rate. And we're going to do one example before we go to Aplia, just so that you've got an example in your notes. Next, you've got total amount is equal to the price of goods plus your sales tax. Any questions? So in my example, I'm going to read you a transaction. On November 4th, you sold merchandise on account to Wells Apartments for $454 plus the sales tax of $27.27. Okay? So that gives you a total of $481.77 using sales invoice number 498. So, okay, I know there was a lot of information, so I'm going to try to put it right on the top of your screen. Okay? Right at the top. So, our date is what? November 4th. I'm going to put that in the date column. I'm going with number 1. Number 2, what's my account name? What, Adam? Wells Apartment. Number 3, it says my sales invoice number, which is number what? 498. Number 4, the amount that we owe to the customer. Should be that total amount. We did get it in this example, so our total is going to be this 481.77. 481.77 in my accounts receivable debit, because that's how much we owe. Number 5, it says write the sales amount. What was my sales amount? My sales credit is my cost of goods. Sales credit is cost of goods. My sales tax is the $27.27. Everybody clear? Once again, sales credit is going to be my cost of goods. Okay, if you are all good, I want you to jump into Aplia. Kaylee, good?
Yeah,
Which one?
which one was which?
Okay,
Up there, two
so
different names.
right here. So maybe put above it cost of goods. That might help you. Okay. And that'll remember that was sales. So jumping to Aplia. We've got 10 work together. So let's do this together. I'm going to do the bottom step, and then I'm going to give you some time on your own so we can try to see where we need to look at again. So, using the current year, journalize the following transactions on page 9 of the sales journal for Classic Appliances. The sales invoice source document is abbreviated as S, and Classic Appliance operates in a state with a 6% sales tax, and no S is needed in the sales number column for the sales journal. So, first we've got, on September 2nd, you sold merchandise on account to Lenny Stanford for $1,600 plus your sales tax using sales invoice 221. So if I'm looking at my sales journal sheet that we just finished, okay, number 1 says to do what? Guys, what does number 1 say? Write the date. So I would abbreviate that as SEP period 2. My account debited would be what? Correct, Alex. Lenny Stanford. Sales number? 221. Do I put that S in front of it? No, because my directions told me not to. Okay? What was my accounts receivable debit? We don't have that yet, right? It didn't give it to us. But I do know that my sales credit or my cost of goods is $1,600. And what is my percent for sales tax? 6%. So if I look back at my notes, my price of goods or cost of goods for this example is $1,600 times the 6%. Gives me how much? Okay, so that's going to be my sales tax. So if I flip back over to sales tax payable credit, it's going to be 96. And to figure out my total, my accounts receivable, I'm going to, based on my notes, it tells me to take the 1,600 plus that 96, gives me what? 1,696. Okay, what else do you notice if we look at our title headings? If we think back to chapter 1, when we had our T-charts. Okay, do they balance? Does our debits equal our credits? Okay, if they don't, we did something wrong. You must make sure that debits equal credits. Even though there's 2 credits, they still have to equal that 1 debit. Once you are done, you're going to go to the next one. You've got on your own an application. And once you get done, we will jump to 10-2. Let me know if you have questions. Does that make sense, Kaylee?
I don't understand why it wouldn't be the total if it said plus tax, because then you don't have to add the tax in.
Okay, so once again, the credit and the credit. So pretend that there's that line, that this has to equal this. So if you've got the sales credit, the sales tax, you still have to put it over here first. Okay, so that's why you kind of forget that this one's here. And then fill out those 2 because they're this is always given, and this one is the first number you have to calculate. So you should do 1, 2, 3.
But like if it says like plus tax right there, then I would put that number in the middle, and then I have to find the tax using that number. So you kind of like take.
So that's why I would say, I'm gonna write on this, that this is gonna be your first column. You're gonna put answers in. This one is gonna be your second, and this one's gonna be your third.
Okay.
So always just go 1, 2, 3, and then that'll help you. Okay, so try it after you get done with that top part, and then I'll come back and check. Okay. Hey guys, if I was filling this out strategically, I would go sales credit as number 1, and then I would go sales tax as number 2, and accounts receivable as number 3. I fill that one out first. I'd fill that one out second, and I fill that one out third. I get in that habit, so then you don't have to worry about making that just simple little mistake that'll cause everything